45 years old. I can do whatever I want to. And who are you to know if I feel buzzed or not? The problem is that what I try to tell him, he tries to blame it on alcohol. The problem isn't alcohol. The problem is you. I don't have an issue with alcohol. If I was a drunk, I'd tell you.
When's the last time you got drunk?
Maybe 5 months ago. So I have to deal with him.
What happened yesterday over at the hotel?
Oh, girl, I was having a good time.
They had to peel you out of the bar.
They sure did.
Then they had to wake you up this morning, get your butt out of bed.
But I guess because my foot hit the alarm clock. They sure did.
You left your purse, all your personal stuff. Security had to take you up. You weren't drinking last night.
I don't get the chance to do it often, so I did it last night.
So today I'm going to talk about how we should not be, basically.
Misty wants some loving, but she's not getting any in her marriage to Kenny. She says he refuses to touch her, and they haven't had sex in almost an entire year that they have been married. Kenny, I want you to tell us.
So, first of all, immediately when I saw her, I noticed that she was in self-pity, as in, you could swear that something is wrong with her husband, not with her, by the way she reacted and, you know, just nodding like that in, you know, pull me, basically, pull me. I haven't had sex with my husband in so long because my husband is irresponsible.
The real reason that you don't want to have sex with your wife.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious about what do you think is the reason? Why wouldn't he have sex with her? Or if you can be bothered and just leave a comment and say, what do you think about that? That would be cool.
Yeah, see, and when I tell you this, and most of you that are laughing and think it's funny, maybe you're not going to think it's funny. She likes to drink alcohol, you know? And I don't really drink alcohol. And to me,
Bam. She's like, immediately she felt the need to defend herself, obviously. This is what happens when you're guilty. You're trying to defend yourself at all costs.
When someone's under the influence, you know, their mind and, you know, their feelings and their body is totally different from somebody that's sober. I feel like, you know, the alcohol has put us on a different wavelength, a different page, you know?
Who's to say that I can't get toward? I'm 45 years old.
Immediately. So this is really interesting. To be honest, I don't think this is particularly only feminine flaws. This is ego flaws, what I like to call ego flaws. I think when someone's in the wrong and they fucked it up for themselves and for their partners, they tend to get really defensive, and she doesn't even listen to what he's feeling, basically. She just heard she's being accused, that's it. And she feels she's in a fight or flight mode, right? She has to defend herself. And we all do this. I don't want to, you know, disclaimer, I don't want to point out like, oh, she's the worst woman on earth and I'm such an example for the world and so on and so forth. And obviously I cannot analyze my flaws while I am here, because when I'm here, I'm not, you know, I'm not doing my flaws with you, with the phone or with the camera. So that's why we are analyzing other people's flaws that are on the internet. That doesn't say that she's worse than me or I'm better than her. So yeah, so bear in mind that.
I do whatever I want to, and who are you to know if I feel buzzed or not? The problem is that what I try to tell him, he tries to blame it on alcohol. The problem isn't alcohol, the problem is you.
I can show you
Exactly. So whenever something goes wrong in our life and we are unhappy, we have this tendency to blame it on the world. So why our relationships suck, it's not because ourselves, it's because other people. One thing to bear in mind when we are screwing our relationship is that in a relationship it takes two people. So if the relationship sucks, it's most likely because of two people. It's usually one is being the abuser and one is the one that allows it to happen.
You don't give me nothing.
I can show you text messages on my phone.
Yeah, and I got them too.
She'll send them to me almost every day. Stop and pick me up 2 drinks.
Are you buying them for her, Kenny?
Sometimes I do.
But I know.
Exactly what I said. In this case, she's being the addict and he's the one that allows her to be addict because reasons.
Kenny, tell us why you do that if it's a turnoff.
Because I have to live with her.
Oh.
So let me know.
So I would say that this is one excuse that he's giving to himself why he can't be saying, look, I've had enough of you. I believe any type of behavior we have in our social groups with people around us, I believe it always has a root to our childhood. I'm not sure I made myself clear. So the way I've been raised and the way I've been treated by my parents and the environment have shaped me into the person I am today. Every time you're going to interact with me in a relationship, friendship or work relationship or any type of relationship, and we have to work with each other, you're going to find that I'm going to react based on my past experience. So I think every person reacts based on their past experience, also him. There are obviously other reasons why he's allowing her to be like that. And I also believe him that at one point, just to make her shut up, he would do that for herself, let's say.
I understand, mister, you don't think you got any issues with alcohol?
I have, no, I don't have an issue with alcohol. If I was a drunk, I'd tell you.
But well, you had 2 DUIs, right?
Yeah, what, 11, 12 years ago.
Whoa, most people go their whole lives to never get arrested for drunk driving.
And that is great, and I'm proud of them, but yes, I did, and I made mistakes, and everybody does, and I paid for my mistake.
When's the last time you got drunk?
Maybe 5 months ago.
So, to your best of your recollection, the last time that you feel that you were drunk was 5 months ago.
Right, see,
wow.
He thinks that I'm drunk.
So, another thing that we do when we know we're guilty of something and we just can't let go of our egoistic pride. We can't come to the table with our flaws, like she said. If I would have been an alcoholic, I would have told you. No, you wouldn't, because that's not something that you want people to know. So the point was that whenever someone calls you on your flaws and they have a point, like you saw, she couldn't say like yes. She had to find a way around the question and try and twist it and make it about something else, but not exactly about the question that she's being asked for.
I'm drunk. No, the thing, I wish I could get drunk so I don't have to deal with him.
What happened yesterday over at the hotel?
Oh, girl, I was having a good time.
They had to peel you out of the bar.
There you go.
They sure did.
Then they had to wake you up this morning, get your butt out of bed.
But I guess because my foot hit the alarm clock, they sure did.
You left your purse, all your personal stuff. Security had to take you up. You weren't drinking last night.
I don't get the chance to do it often, so I did it last night.
Oh, you lied.
Why is it that you have to drink to the point where the security has to take you back to your room? If not, you're trying to escape from something, and that's likely you're trying to escape from yourself. This also highlights that every time she has the opportunity to drink something, she's not going to stop unless she's losing her wits, basically. And this proves that obviously she does have some issues with alcohol. Or let's say, I feel we're throwing the responsibility to the substances we're addicted to and not the fact that we don't have the courage to deal with our issues in life. So I don't think she has a problem with alcohol, she has a problem with herself. And I think any addict has a problem with himself rather than the substance he's using.
So I guess it wasn't 5 months
to
ago,
go out?
Misty.
No, to get drunk. You were drunk last night.
I was talking about going out.
No.
Oh, yeah, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did.
So another thing, she's playing this card, and this is, I don't know exactly how men would do it, but I know for a fact that as a woman, I played this card of, I understood what you told me, that basically, like she said, she's being drunk like 5 months ago, but actually she means that, oh, like 5 months ago I used to be out, and thus when I was out I got drunk. But the question was that when did you last get drunk, obviously, and she twisted it. She plays this card of like being dumb. This is kind of like manipulative. It's being manipulative with words, and it's funny because I don't know what's going through the heads of the hosts of the show, but I can definitely see from here, and I think they can see it as well, that this is how she's trying to get out of the responsibility and manipulate with social interactions.
Hold on, breathe. I need you to breathe. What I asked you, when was the last time you got drunk? You said, to my recollection, 5 months ago.
And I apologize. I'm thinking at home.
Okay.
So when was the last time you got drunk? Always. 5 months ago, because that's when I got drunk at home. It doesn't count that last night I got drunk as well, because last night was not at home. See what you mean? It's just, it's how a little girl is trying to get out of the responsibility when dad is being not pleased with her actions.
Okay.
Well,
we'll give you that one. We'll give you that one.
My bad.
You're complaining you don't have sex, but then you're drinking all the time, knowing that that turns him off.
It is not about alcohol. It is not about alcohol. And I always try to...
So exactly, he said, like, look, I can't, in the name of God, be having sex with her because that's unattractive. You know, the fact that she smells of alcohol and she's drunk, it's a turn off. And I think having sex with a drunk partner, it will turn you off either way. If you're a man or a woman, you just wouldn't want to feel, you know how drunk people are. You just don't want to do anything with them at that point, especially if that's repetitive. And she continuously saying that it's not about alcohol why her sex life sucks. It's not because of alcohol. And that's kind of cheeky as well, because when we do that to our partner, we just again insinuate what turns them on. It's like you're not turned off because of alcohol, you're turned off because you suck.
Communicate with him. He does not communicate at all.
You know that turns me off when you're drinking alcohol.
Well, you don't turn me on.
But you don't try to. You don't try to.
Hey, Kenny, what about...
So basically, he doesn't get turned on and she doesn't get turned on because they're not communicating. And I give you that. I think in a good relationship, in a more successful relationship, people do have to communicate with each other, and sometimes that can lead to being turned on by each other, because you kind of open up and you're meant to be vulnerable. I hate this word. I mean, I don't hate the word, it's just I cannot pronounce it. You got it. So communication between two partners should be difficult, and come to the table with your flaws and say, this is what I am, this is where my flaws are, and I know I can improve. And basically, I'm sorry you have to put up with this, but I'm going to do my best to become a better person for myself and for the relationship. And also, not only talking about yourself when it comes to connecting with each other, but learning to listen and learning to truly listen with your eyes and ears and your heart to your partner. And that's really difficult. I'm not saying it's not.
What about...
And I'm not a sloppy drunk. Please don't see me as that, because that's not me.
Well, you got a little bit last night, though.
Girl,
Okay,
yeah.
hold on one
Okay.
second, Misty.
But I mean, I was here.
Misty,
Yes, ma'am.
take a deep breath,
I know.
please. Okay, I know this is hard.
Yes.
Kenny shared with us that you sometimes also take his pain pills. Is that true?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Does he tell you that he sells them too? He didn't.
And I thought this was really cheeky and was kind of lame. The guy seems pretty decent, and I don't know, he does some stuff, I suppose, to get some more money so they will have more money. And she shamefully had to say that on national television. So she had to trying to put him down. It's like, it's not like he is from the same team like she is. It's not like they make a team together. She's basically trying to put him down at all costs without even considering that they're on national television. And in the end, when she's gonna go home, she's gonna be with him. He's the one that takes care of her. He's the one that pays for her food and so on and so forth. He's the one that supports her. And she had to say this, that he's selling the pain pills, and I'm glad they brushed it off. Like, no one seemed to quite address that, thank God.
He didn't tell you that part, right?
But, see,
No, I'm not trying to throw a dog at a bone out, but you know, you want to come up here and put me down.
Well, let's focus on you for right
I should be an out.
Another thing that I noticed, when you can't cope with reality, you just cannot cope with looking in other people's eyes. Like they're trying to act like, look, like, oh, like you're too much. Like, I can't deal with reality anymore. This is too much for me. And so she doesn't look in anyone's eyes. She doesn't dare do that. and she's gonna lose her mind.
I should be an alcoholic dealing with you.
Missy?
Yes.
Then why'd you marry him?
So,
Missy, then why'd you marry him?
You know, because he's not this person. I wouldn't be with him if I didn't know who he really was deep down inside. And I don't know where he jumps on this high horse and treats me the way he does. He did not do that at the beginning.
We're talking about you right now.
I feel so bad for her, and it's true, people. I still don't understand what he's doing, by the way. She doesn't quite make it clear what are his flaws, just that he doesn't get turned on by the fact that she's being addicted to alcohol, or she's being addicted to escaping from herself through alcohol. So at this point, I don't know what else he's doing. Now, I'm not claiming he's not flawed, and I bet he's being annoying in his way. And this is what happens when you live with people. After a while, after we live with people in relationships, after some years, we tend to think that, who am I with? Because this person wasn't like this when I met them. And that is not true. Most likely, all the people we meet are the same. They've always been like this. They've always struggled with the same flaws they struggle now. But people have always been the same when we met them. Now, we lived with them a few years, and then we don't seem to recognize them anymore. And we say that, oh, you never used to be like that. And yes, he used to be like that, but it takes a while to see people's reaction in other situations and different circumstances. And basically, we haven't had enough time to know people. That doesn't mean they weren't the same. Anyway, so there's quite a collection of the videos from this show, which, to be honest, I was planning to talk about more than one, but it seems that it's being longer than I expected to comment on this. The point was that it's kind of difficult to live in the modern world nowadays, and a lot of us can easily slip into an addictive behavior. Let's face it, it's really difficult to sit down on your butt and just come to terms to how imperfect we are. So if we could just take a look at their relationship and try and ask ourselves, what is it in my relationship that I react similar to Missy? Or what is in my relationship that I react similar with her husband? Am I being the abuser, or I'm being the one that allows the abuser to abuse me, abuse not only me, but abuse the relationship and abuse themselves? Get in front of the camera again. It's been a while, guys. I don't know why I'm looking at that. I'm so confident. So glad I got to see you again. Well, I'm not. I'm so glad you get to see me again. That he please, God, give me strength. I feel like a teacher that's in her first day of school, and she's trying to impress her students. Okay, you know what? This is my level. This is what I have. Well, okay. See ya.